Hey guys, once again, I screwed something up. So when we were podcasting and we thought we finally had it fixed, I had something in the audio not right, and Katie's voice has a weird echo to it. So the first part of this podcast, Katie's voice is going to sound a little chipmunky maybe, because there's a little echo after everything she says.
It's precious.
I know it's really weird, but I think it's worth it to hear what Catie has to say. So, and we're not doing this anymore. We've done it like 15
We're
times.
done. This is the last one.
Okay. Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of the TV is Our Real Mom podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm Catie.
And here we are to discuss episode 3 of season 40, Winners at War of Survivor. And Catie, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't apologize for Wednesday night's stream, where we had many a tech problem. Which seemed to be still plaguing us tonight.
Y'all don't know the half of it.
Yeah, I think my mic is finally working fine. Catie was still having network problems tonight, but now they seem to have settled down finally. And on top of that, we just got done talking for like 30 minutes, and we were crushing it. I mean, it was the best. It was the best podcasting we've ever done in our lives.
We've ever done.
And my mic was muted for some reason. My channel was muted. Like,
whole time.
How does that happen? I mean, it muted itself. Like, I don't know. It's insane. But
this is like take 8 of this podcast.
Like, we've talked about all this stuff like 15 times now, and
no one knows but us.
Yeah. So,
which, to be fair, isn't much more than when we normally do it, but still.
So it kind of sucks that we can't just like. It feels like we're like doing another take of the same thing, but we just want to get out our thoughts to you guys. And
Ethan deserves it. Ethan deserves it. If
Right.
it was anyone else, I might not go through this effort. But
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna try this one more time. We're probably gonna move a little faster. It's not gonna be as good as it was last time, but
you don't know that. This could be gold.
This could be gold, and this could be the one. But yeah, let's just start with your thoughts on Ethan. I know you were really upset on Wednesday night for many reasons, but why don't you talk us through that? Why are you so upset to lose Ethan?
This is probably the most upset I've been for game reasons. We will not discuss season 39 again, but the most game upset I've been since Malcolm was voted out in season 34. That's the only thing I can compare it to. From an emotional standpoint, I was beyond mad. It's probably for the best we did not get to podcast because I was heated. I was coming in real hot, and it wasn't fair. I don't like to say that because it's fair to feel how you feel. I don't like it the next day when survivors come out and they're like, don't be mad, be nice. And it's like, okay, you've known this for like 7 months. We just saw it and we're upset. And as long as people aren't, telling you to jump off a cliff, it's okay to be mad. Anyway, game-wise, I'm not sure I understand the move exactly. I feel like it alienates Rob, Parvati, and Adam. But I have heard since it happened that the motivating factor was that Jeremy and Michelle wanted to work with Rob and Parvati. And they wanted to get Ethan out of the way because they thought Ethan would always be their third little wheel in that, I don't know, machine. So that's why they got rid of him. But I don't know how you're going to get them to work with you by getting rid of one of their best friends in the game.
Yeah, good point. That does make sense, though. I guess I can see why they thought, if we get Ethan out of the way, then he or that opens up a spot for us two to slide in and be their buddies.
But have they no soul, though?
I guess not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game. That's how they're looking at it. And, Yeah, they took it out on Ethan, I guess.
I can't imagine, like, they were saying because Jeremy and Michelle had a watch party together, and they said they were kind of surprised when people started booing them because, at their own watch party, because they voted Ethan out. But, like, why would you be surprised by that? What did you think people were going to be happy?
I guess it's because it's their own party, but...
Look at my awesome move. We don't care when it's Ethan you get rid of.
Yeah, exactly. And, yeah, part of what made the vote out so difficult was that in the preview for next week they show him like he might be getting sick on edge of extinction, and it just ended poorly. So I can see why you were upset. And also, like, just a reminder to everyone out there, Ethan is Katie's MVP, so I think that plays into it as well.
Put that aside. That is
Katie
not why
likes
I'm
to be
upset.
Right.
I do like to be right, but I'm okay being wrong this time. But I'm
I
more
like to be right
upset.
too, but I'm always
upset
wrong.
you like to be right. Let's not call the kettle black.
No, but like I'm always wrong though, so it's tough to be me. I am really always wrong about Survivor. Like, well, at least like specific predictions, like who's going home next week, who's gonna win. I'm always wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with big picture stuff.
Yeah, and to be fair, Ethan was my winner pick in our fantasy league. I still got Kim. She's not looking good, but I got Kim. So.
All right, there you go.
But I do want to say about the preview for next week. I know we said it before, but no one will know that I don't like the way they used Ethan looking sick. I don't know, as a reason to watch next week. Just knowing his backstory, I don't know. I didn't really like that choice.
Yeah, I can see that, but we'll have to wait and see, because what if he is like actually medevaced? Then it's like not. They couldn't really leave that out, you know.
Well, they don't have to put it in the preview.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have to make us feel worse after he just got voted out.
After what just happened, you're really gonna do that? That's what makes me think that he'll be fine. But because they like to use that kind of stuff to get you to watch. You know, like Karishma fainting, and when she cut her finger, that turned out to be nothing.
Yeah.
Except the setup of a Karishma, nobody liking Karishma storyline. But yeah, I think he'll be okay. But if he is okay, it's even kind of grosser that they used it in the preview. I don't know. I didn't care for it. But I was just protective of Ethan and mad about everything, so whatever.
Right. Yeah, can you just play devil's advocate for a second and tell us how maybe Michelle and Jeremy's move was a good one from that perspective?
Well, I actually was thinking about this earlier. Like, everybody... Did you see this on Twitter? This is really funny. How Andrea from Redemption Island... You know Andrea, right? She's played several times.
Yeah, I love
Blonde.
Andrea.
Yeah.
I'm in love with her.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Good for you.
Sorry.
So how she came out and said, why wouldn't you just go for Rob? And then someone came back and was like, yeah, because getting rid of Rob when you should is something you would know about. Something like that.
That is
they burned her pretty good.
Major burn.
But anyway, I forget where I was going with that.
No, that's a good question. That's a good question. Why aren't people getting rid of Boss and Rob? Like, they're like, let's weaken Boss and Rob. Well, you could weaken him by putting him on an Extinction Island, you know.
Well, that's what I mean. You have all these players and us, our stupid non-players who've never played, being like, get rid of Rob. If that's the problem, you're going to weaken him. Get rid of him. That weakens him pretty good.
Yeah.
But they're playing, like, beyond that. They're playing a game beyond that, where keeping Rob Harvey around is actually a good move.
Right, well, like Jeremy's meat shield thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but eventually, I'm not sure. Because won't they want revenge on Jeremy and Michelle for Ethan?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, at some point, you got to be concerned about them stabbing you in the back when you're not ready for it. Just to assume that you can keep them around. And, I mean, Boss and Rob makes a great meat shield from one perspective, but from the other, it's like, he's dangerous. Like, you don't... He's not worth keeping, like, because he's gonna get you if you give him 1-2 more votes, he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. So that's
like
what
a shark in the water.
That's what I don't understand. That's what people are missing. They're getting hung up. They're like, I feel like they're overthinking it. they're getting hung up on the meat shield strategy that's come into popularity over the last couple seasons, and it's time to go back to basics. You got to get rid of the dangerous people because they're gonna freaking cut you. And now, like, I think Boston Rob's got his legs under him, and Parvati does too. And
they might survive 3 votes.
They're making it realistically possible that they could be the winner of Winners at War. I mean, it's insane that we're...
At this point, you know, they deserve it, you know? I mean, I know it's not that far into the game, but... It's
appropriate, so, like, it'd be cool to see, honestly. It just seems so unlikely, but, yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just, you know, the part when Rob goes up to Jeremy and Michelle, he's like, I know the plan, I know you're going to get rid of Parvati. And Jeremy just had that, like, shit-eating grin on his face. Like, I just thought...
Well, my favorite part
I kind of liked it, but I was kind of like, you shouldn't do that to Boston Rob. That's kind of, I don't know. Whatever. You should play like he's anybody else, but
they
I thought that was
know
bold.
each other really well. Like,
do they?
Yes. They're both from the same area.
So?
I think they hang out and stuff.
Doesn't Rob live in Florida now?
Oh, maybe so. I thought Rob was like a Boston still, because his name's Boston Rob. I thought it was.
Yeah, that's where he's from. But I thought I don't know. I thought he didn't live there anymore, but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too, but I guarantee they've been to like multiple Patriots games together and shit like that. They're friends. I mean, look at the way that Jeremy winked at Rob, like, and that wink was not meant to be seen by Michelle. She didn't see it.
You think?
Go back and watch it, dude. He's leaning back behind Michelle's eye shot, and he gives Rob a wink. Basically tell him, like, this is all bullshit.
That's what I've heard, is that Michelle wants to work with Parvati, Jeremy wants to work with Rob, and Michelle and Jeremy are working together, so you put those 4 together.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's a really tight alliance there. And they basically got Ben and Denise to go along for the ride this time. Hopefully things break up before Denise ends up being the next.
I honestly think there's going to be if there is a swap, I think they'll do it after next episode. I know I said they do it after this episode, but now that I think about it, 15 gets you 3 tribes of 5.
Right, but you last podcast, or before, you said 5 tribes of 3.
We had a chance to get that out of there, and then you brought it back up.
It's so funny to think of, though, like 5 tribes.
They should try it. Why not? Let's switch things up. Let's
now
do
would
5
be the time.
5 final 3s.
God, that would be freaking chaos. Can you imagine that? Like,
that would be unfair. That'd be really unfair.
2 people have to basically decide the other one's out. I guess
that's literally just the luck of the draw.
Didn't they used to do that though? Back when there was a final 2, that's what it came down to, or was it?
Yeah.
One would win immunity. It's like I'll.
They just picked who they took to the end.
Yeah. I guess that's a little different than everyone being in danger and you having to decide kind of which 2 were going to go together. Anyways, I digress.
I'll digress.
I'm worried for Denise is all. That's all I'm saying.
Denise is going to be fine. Adam should be worried.
She's got to find her spot. She's got to find her way. And I think a swap could help her. She needs more to work with than what she's got over there. And that's
Denise is a queen of adapting to a swap. She'll be fine.
Yes, exactly. Let's circle back kind of to the beginning. Bad look for Adam in this episode overall. It's saying a lot that in our fantasy league, all of us picked Adam to go home based on a secret scene.
A sneak peek.
A sneak peek. I mean, if and I've heard I forget who said it, but somebody was like, "Oh, Adam looked good at the beginning of this episode, and then bad at the end." It's like, no, he didn't look good at the beginning either.
Yeah, when you're sitting there at the beginning of the episode saying in your confessional that Boston Rob should play more like you got something coming towards you.
Yeah, that's the pride before the fall,
Well, if you watch the sneak peek for next week, Adam says how he was castrated at tribal council, so he knows what's up.
Yeah, they let him know that he. Well, I think everyone's really mad at him for.
Blabbing.
Yeah, for being it makes him seem really sneaky and two-faced that he's like got this solid plan to get out Parvati, and then he goes and tells everyone else clearly understood that was a terrible idea, but for some reason he thought I can get away with it. And you even get a lot of him in confessionals like like it's almost like he just like he's getting the whole TV thing is going to his head. Like the camera's on him and he's just going crazy. Like I'm so good at this game. I'm pulling one over on Boston Rob, and that's not what was happening.
No, Boston Rob was really good at selling it though.
For sure.
I mean, Boston Rob.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Holy crap! I was convinced he like if that was that acting? You know,
he did the same thing with Danny. Danny was like, "I'm gonna be your number one," right? He's like, "Yeah," and that was a lie.
He was so like Rob looked genuinely concerned for himself. He's like, "Oh, should I go with you, man? I don't know, man. I feel like I need to."
Yeah.
And if that was all acting,
that's all fake. Because in his confessional, he was like, "You were really gonna go after? If you know my game at all, you know I'm gonna protect my alliance members. So why would you tell me this?"
Right.
Like, that's 2 weeks in a row someone's done that.
Yeah.
Said they're gonna go for Parvati, and he's like, "No."
I'm not 100% sure that was. I feel like it could have been somewhat genuine, and then he like flipped, or he changed his emotional state for the camera for the next confessional. It's a lot of time could have passed between those two scenes.
It could have, but I don't understand why people are underestimating like Sandra and Rob, because there's rumors out there that this whole Sandra being mad at Rob thing is fake. And then even Rob and Dalton Ross were like, it can't be fake. Even at the premiere, they talked about it. And I'm like, you really think those two aren't capable of like a long con type thing? If anyone's capable of that, those two are.
Yeah.
And they know what makes good TV.
It's more than just they're capable of it. It's like, it's fun for them. It's like it's the next level they haven't visited yet. That is a long con outside of the television arena in the real world. What's left for them? That's it. And maybe they're doing it right now. So
a Rob Parvati Sandra final 3.
Would be amazing.
I'd be on with that.
I'd be on board.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No one is at Sandra's level just yet though.
Yeah, God. That was hilarious when she said that, because the context of it, like, she said that after she caught the shark, or she was talking about how she caught a shark. She's like, yeah, I caught a shark this morning. No one's at my level just yet, though.
It was so gangster, the way she said that.
Like just yet, like someone's about to catch a bigger shark, and then they'll maybe be at her level.
Not yet.
Not just yet, though. Yeah, that was hilarious. The whole scene with Tony. Someone mentioned in a confessional that Tony's afraid of sharks. So
I guess I missed that part.
Why is he the one grabbing the shark then? I mean,
because it's Tony.
Yeah, he likes.
He could get bit and then stick his hand right back in there and go for it again.
Right.
He's like a toddler.
Like you said last time, he's like the toddler that touches the stove. They're like, don't touch that.
Ow!
It burns though.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, took my arm off.
Yeah, it was a funny scene. I like the super cut of everyone like reacting the same way, like, oh,
Yeah.
Yule
good
and
stuff.
Yeah.
Nick.
It's definitely funny.
That shark also, in the extended version of that scene, looked so delicious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like I could smell it through the screen.
That shark steak. Yeah, you're talking about the cooked shark steak, not...
Yeah, they were like seasoning it and frying it with oil, because they had spices.
You're not saying the live shark looked delicious.
No, of course not. The live shark does not look delicious, in my opinion. Maybe to some people. Maybe to them, now that they've eaten one, that shark would look delicious, but... Right. It looked cooked shark looked delicious.
Right.
Shark steak.
Yeah, so my girl Denise, she got a couple things. As you said, we already know she got the token last week, right? Okay, but they did give us some new information here. She was given half an idol from Adam, or her half was given back.
She has a whole idol now.
She has a whole idol now. Okay. And so explain to me how that works. Like Adam kept it
when she goes to tribal council, if she thinks she's in danger, she can play that idol.
Shut up.
However she wants to play it. And that will save her from being voted
Shut up, smart ass. No.
I don't know. She just has the idol now. It's a whole...
No. I guess what I meant was, okay, I think I know how it works, so I'll explain it. Okay. Adam had it for 24 hours, and he just gave it right back to her, and so now she has now it's hers. The whole one is hers.
It seems to imply that you just had to tell someone, let them hang on to it for a night.
Yeah.
So that someone else knows.
But Adam at that point, the half was Adam could do whatever he wanted with it, but he chose to give it back to Denise. It was Adam's choice.
Oh.
That was clearly stated by Denise, yeah.
I guess we'll find out how it goes for I almost said Sim and Kofi.
Sim and Kofi.
Him and Sophie, good God. This is because we've done this 8 times.
Yeah, you're getting a little punchy.
Sim and Kofi, that dynamic duo.
Okay.
It's actually kind of fun duo sounding. Anyway, carry on.
So tell me how awesome you think Ben Driebergen is.
I love Ben Driebergen. He's playing such an under-the-radar stellar game. He's definitely going to make it to the end because he's, like, making decisions. You know, he hates Rob at the beginning of the episode and wants him out. By the end, he wants Parvati out. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. We talked about that in our... What are we calling our podcast before this podcast? Our original
Take
podcast?
7, Take 6.
We were talking about that in Take 7. That how funny it was that Ben, at the beginning of the episode, he's like, I want Boston Rob out, man. I can't work with that guy. And then as soon as someone gets in his ear, is like, we're going for Parvati. He's like, Parvati's dangerous, man. I want her out of here.
Yeah, which implies...
He's very malleable. Yes.
And that's why people want him around. And that sucks for us because, I mean...
Right, because it's going to work.
Depending on how your mileage been,
right.
He probably will be around for a while.
Because you could guess that that might actually work for him as a strategy, that it makes him come across as somebody that's easy to work with because he'll basically do whatever you tell him to do. I want that person around, personally. But...
Yeah.
I guess it's a good strategy up to a point because you just got to know when the right time to like flip is, but then maybe nobody respects you if you've played most of the game that way, where people saw you as malleable. Catie, what are your thoughts on Tyson targeting Sandra in this episode?
Yeah, I was wondering why they chose to show that. It's either some foreshadowing about when that tribe ever finally does go to tribal council, or they just, had to show something. So, that was Sandra? I thought Sandra. She was like, all right, okay. But I'm not sure why Tyson would do that.
Well, this is hilarious. You started breaking up in the middle of that whole thing. In fact, it even cut out like probably a third of what you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just start again.
Try it again. So Catie, what are your thoughts on Tyson targeting Sandra in this episode?
Yeah, I'm wondering, was that just a strange bit of filler, or do you think that was foreshadowing?
That's a good question. I mean, it's got to be one of those two things, right?
Yeah. Those are the only options, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, I was just wondering the same thing exactly.
Oh.
Like, is this just foreshadowing, or is it foreshadowing, or is it just them trying to give us some reason to believe that that tribe was going to tribal council, right?
I mean, I'm sure it was something Tyson obviously thought out.
Right. But
although I can't remember his exact reasoning for wanting to go after Sandra.
Oh, because he wanted to get the target off of his back. He said he was basically next in line, and he had to do something. So he was basically, he's like, I gotta just try something. He's like, best I can think of is maybe people would agree to get rid of Sandra because she's won twice, and.
But isn't it risky to bring it up before you even know that you're going to tribal?
I guess the way Tyson saw it was that's how bad things are for him, and that I feel bad for Tyson because that means his game is in the gutter. Like, that's how bad things are.
I don't know that you should. Whatever. I don't know that it's good to let people know they're in the gutter. I mean, Kim obviously knows, so I guess Tyson has drawn the same conclusion.
He knows.
He obviously knows.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think that the next week's preview shows him trying something else, trying to cobble together all the people with connections, Sandra, Sarah, Tony, and Kim and himself.
Right.
That could be something.
Definitely. What do you think about? Was it a good move for Yule to reveal this to Sandra?
I was wondering the same thing. Like, I was like, oh, Yule, I don't know. She seemed to be very receptive to it. She seemed to be very cool with Yule, which rhymes. So I liked the way she handled it. I'm still unsure on whether or not he should have shared that with her. I like that he wants to keep her around. That's interesting to me.
Well, I think based on the way things actually turned out, it's actually going to pay off for him. Because now, like, Sandra trusts Yule. Like, Sandra's not going to want to see Yule go. He's got one more powerful ally. I don't think there's any way she thinks that Yule made this up or anything. She believes him.
She could be a swing. You know, she could go. If next week you have that group of 5, Tyson thinks is a group of 5, Kim, Tyson, Sarah, Tony, Sandra, or Sandra's in the middle. And then you have Yule, Nick, Wendell, Sophie, and Sandra could just maybe pick which one she wants to go with.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're setting up.
Sure. That makes sense. Let's talk a little bit about Extinction Island.
Sure.
Anything? What do you got to say
about
that?
If we must. Well, I have a concern about Extinction Island. And at this point, we've done this podcast so many times, I don't know if I've mentioned it in this one. You let me know if we've already mentioned it.
I'll try.
But my concern with Extinction Island is Natalie Anderson has such a lead on everybody. I mean, she's racking up these fire tokens and these advantages, and I'm just worried that someone like Ethan, who comes in as the 4th person, can't catch up. And she's just going to waltz right back into the game. I mean, not waltz, because she has been working to get these advantages. They haven't just been handed to her. Although one she just did walk up a hill, but whatever. So yeah, I'm just worried that no one else is going to have a shot. But what do you think?
It's a really good point. It does seem like Natalie has a lot of momentum. Like, she's basically running the table at this point, and it kind of plays to her advantage moving forward. Like, she's been there for a while now. She knows how everything works there. Ethan's coming in fresh. He's not going to have any clue what to do, and things could just snowball for Natalie, and she could have an easy shot back in the game. Granted, in the past, with Edge of Extinction, advantages didn't seem to be that useful. Well, I know Chris had a disadvantage, and Aubrey had an advantage that didn't seem to help her at all. So I guess we'll see. But if Natalie's going to put in that much work and be that boss about it, I'd like to see.
She deserves it.
Yeah,
but,
I'd like to see them give her something that pays off.
Right. But maybe she'll just spend it on beer.
Yeah, maybe she'll just have a couple beers and raise the flag. Maybe that's the best thing. But yeah, Natalie's a badass. She's a CrossFit person, super athletic.
A coach.
And she's very tenacious. So I have a lot of faith in her being the first one to get back in the game.
I do too. Yeah, I don't. At this point, I honestly don't see how it's anyone else.
Right. One more thing about Edge.
My thought.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only connection I made in my mind for why Natalie might give that advantage to Sarah is because they both do CrossFit.
Right. And that's it bonds people.
That's the connection.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to say about Edge is that last week you were in my town and we did an escape room. And it was a lot of fun.
We escaped.
We escaped. We actually managed. We barely did. But on Edge, when Natalie was doing like the shell counting thing to figure out the combo, I immediately thought of the escape room, because that's like the type of stuff you do in there.
Yeah. Well, anytime there's numbers, you have to look around and find something to count. And what is it that you have to count? Sometimes it's extremely frustrating. Like, I thought it was funny how Danny was like, I'm never going back up there again in my life. That made me laugh.
Oh, I missed that one. That's funny.
That was good. That made me laugh.
Definitely.
Good stuff.
Let's talk about the advantage to go sneak into camp, where Sarah and Tony get together. Cops Are Us. Get it going to steal the advantage.
They have a secret handshake. It's like a gun thing.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
know, something like that.
Cool. Yeah,
I have no idea if that was right.
mostly just a hilarious scene, right? I mean, there's a
Yeah,
lot of funny stuff happening
amazing.
here. Yeah. Go.
Tony can do anything, and I'll just laugh
Yeah,
because
I know.
he's just a funny entity that I would just like to sit back and watch. And I'm so glad he's getting all the screen time because how can you not when this is the kind of shenanigans that he's up to?
Right.
Um, I thought that part of it was awesome. Sarah going into the camp, whatever. We've seen it before. It wasn't all that interesting. I wish they would have made it a little quicker because she got it, whatever. I liked when she said Ben was some guy. I know she couldn't see who it was, but I still thought that was funny.
She probably doesn't know who Ben is.
Some guy over there. He's just sleeping. This guy in a cowboy hat, just taking a nap. Well, sleeping.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I thought she totally botched it too. Like I was really shocked that nobody woke up. You know?
Well, it's so they talk every time this happens. They talk about how it's so dark. So
Even if they did wake
I mean,
up.
they probably just think it's the wind or a bird or a wolf. I'm not a wolf. I don't know. Whatever they have out there.
It's a wolf.
A snake.
Yeah.
Snakes are. It's a beach wolf.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever going to get caught. I was actually looking forward to maybe Sarah would get caught because that would be fun to watch.
I just don't think they'll ever let that happen.
Right.
Not to be conspiracy theorist or anything, but
yeah. But the funniest part of this whole scene was Tony prepping Sarah to go into the camp. He grabs a coconut shell or a half coconut shell and puts some ash from the fire in it and uses it to give Sarah like a camouflage mask. And
because that's gonna fix it all.
Yeah, that'll help. And for some reason, Sarah like blows into the shell and blows ash all up in her face, which was hilarious. And
That's where it needed to go.
My favorite part was when Tony's telling her, you got to sneak into the camp and don't say nothing to nobody, okay? like that's really solid advice, Tony. Don't say anything to the people sleeping while you're trying to sneak into their camp.
Right, yeah, she's gonna roll in and just, oh hey guys, I'm just here to, that would never happen.
Get this advantage, no problem. So what was the advantage?
Oh my God, steal a vote, I think.
Is that what it was? I don't even know. That's why I asked. Okay.
Yeah, because she said I was the only one to play this correctly.
So
I don't know if that's still true.
Yeah. Maybe that's an underreported story because I totally spaced out when she was reading the advantage. Maybe nobody even noticed that she had one.
In Game Changers?
No, I mean people watching the show, they forgot that even happened. Oh yeah, Sarah got an advantage.
Well, the whole reason she went in there was to get it.
Right, but people just don't even know what it was. They don't even care.
Yeah, that was secondary to the Cops R Us stuff. Yeah,
right,
for sure.
Exactly. Okay, moving on. Anything you want to say about the challenge?
I mean, it was intense, You don't want either team to lose. You'd hate to see Blue lose again, but you also don't want to risk, Sandra or Tyson or Tony or Yule going home. So it's that's okay that they won again.
Yeah.
Poor Blue Tribe. But then, look what happened. Ethan went home on the Blue Tribe. So I guess maybe I do wish Red would have lost.
For sure. Really close with the puzzle. I mean, it was down to that last piece.
They made a good comeback there. Rob kind of redeemed himself, but he didn't win. So
right. One funny thing that happened in the challenge was Ben was he was gonna throw the rope and then he screwed up
He just went
and then he made a funny he went shiga. That is
he really is like Yosemite Sam or something.
Yeah, he's a little goofy like Looney Tunes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in the sneak peek for next week, he says "Dadgummit" or something like that.
Dadgummit. He's funny. I'm starting to like Ben. This is weird.
We'll see.
Okay. Enough about the challenge. How about I think we covered the Jeremy, Michelle, Ethan scramble stuff pretty well.
Yeah, we'll see how that. It seems their whole master plan is for those four to work together. So we'll see how that pays off. What sort of dividends they get from that move?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. finally the tribal council. Anything from that?
You know, I thought they were really going to lay into Adam, but they restrained themselves because they didn't want to tip him off. So I guess that was good. I'm sure they'll lay into him when they get back to camp, or they laid into him when they got back to camp.
Yeah, Rob looked like he really wanted to snap Adam's neck. Like he was done with it.
Yeah, he was.
And Adam,
Poor Adam. He's so earnest.
Yeah, he kept calling out Rob's statue. He's like,
yeah.
Rob has a statue, for God's sake. He's like, you got to say that, don't you?
And
like,
yet you're not going after him. So stop bringing it up. If you're not going to go after these two, then just quit bringing it up.
Yeah.
He has a statue for a reason, and you are proving it every day by keeping him around.
Well, to be fair, Adam did go after Parvati.
Parvati doesn't have a statue.
Well, yeah, go after Rob. What the hell, man?
I know.
Did you enjoy the bunkers and alliances?
No, I hate every time they try to make a metaphor of something. I liked when Ethan was like, what did he say? I don't know anything about bunkers.
He's like, I want to survive tonight. That's all I care about.
I feel so bad for him.
I was like, you'll be fine, dude. Don't worry.
I was not.
Nope.
I saw the writing on the wall. I knew when they sneak that mention of a name in there, they do it for a reason, man.
Yeah. I was shocked when I liked Michelle's metaphor about dating. That was fun.
Yeah.
Rob.
I guess Parvati, Rob, and Jeremy make her giddy.
Probst loved it. He's like, yeah, tell us more about your dating life, Michelle.
Creepy Probst.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
I never thought of that. That's a good one.
That's good. Keep talking about that.
Yeah.
Give us some more.
Giddy.
The camera's loving you. All right. That's enough.
That's enough.
Well, I think we can finally put this one to bed, Katie.
It took 48 hours and several tried attempts.
Is there anything to say about the preview for next week? We mentioned that we're scared about Ethan, but hopefully he's okay.
That better be a misdirect, or I will write them a strongly worded letter about how stupid that is.
Anything else on the preview?
Look, I already mentioned that Tyson wants to bring a group together, and Jeremy and Michelle. Jeremy says he wants Adam out.
Okay.
Which means Adam probably won't go home. So, what are you going to do?
MVP for this episode.
Tony.
I know. I'm so tempted to give
I'm not picking anyone from the Blue Tribe.
I'm so tempted to give Tony an MVP every episode.
We got it while he's here.
Yeah, so one of us has to. So I'll let you go ahead and give it to him this week. I'm going to give it to Michelle. I thought this was kind of like a breakout episode for her, one where you could easily see this being like the moment where like, oh, this is when Michelle like starts to become a character in the season and proves that she deserves to win this season. So
is it concerning that she's emerging this early, considering when she won, she didn't emerge till like almost the end?
Certainly could be, and that would be interesting to watch. I find that would be much more interesting than watching her win, but it depends on how strong if her game.
I mean, if she plays this kind of game, super cutthroat, super like 5D chess, then I guess
gets to the end, then that would be impressive. And I think.
But if her team is Jeremy, Rob, Parvati, none of those people, she does not beat any of those people. Probably not. Not a chance.
Nope. So yeah, Tony and Michelle MVPs. Did we do predictions for who goes home next week, right?
No, that's what we do. Yeah. So what do you think?
Okay. You go first.
Me?
Yeah, you go first.
I have a feeling that Red Tribe will lose next week.
Oh.
And Sarah.
Wow. I'm shocked. Okay. I'm going to say Adam.
I mean, it's not looking good for old Adam, is it? Young Adam, the young lad.
I'm just going to play it safe this week, okay?
Yeah. Well, it's a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm done picking Ben because it's just not going to happen. So whatever.
Yeah. Understandable. That'll do it for this episode of the podcast. I want to apologize for all the tech issues. Like, it's funny, like I actually do tech for a living. That's my job. It's crazy how sometimes like just everything just can blow up in your face. Like,
You know what it is?
What is it?
It's leap day. It's a curse.
Oh, because it's that.
I mean, I
weird...
know it's tomorrow, but it's like the whole week.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yep, that's what it is. Yeah,
The
it's
universe
just like,
is
when we fix one thing, another thing popped up, and even on this podcast, like that's specifically what I want to apologize for. We will be posting an edited video that still has bad audio for Katie in it.
Sorry.
I think it's listenable, and I wanted to give you guys something. There's no way we could do a like fifth take of this. So
We're done.
Hey, at least you guys are getting something. And yeah, I just wanted to apologize. And thanks for being patient with us. And yeah, so that does it for this podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at TV is our real mom. I did see that one person commented asking us if we had a Twitter.
We do.
That
we
is
have
our
not
Twitter.
been. I haven't tweeted anything because during the episode I get so caught up and I don't have time. And then after the episode, it's like, well, I don't know. So I don't know. It's hard to find the right time to tweet things.
Sure. But yeah,
I'm not an expert on that. I'm trying.
Katie kind of checks the Twitter and keeps me updated on any activity going on there.
Right.
And I don't know. After all this, we're probably gonna fall
We
back
probably lost
down,
subscribers.
but we made it to our goal. Our only goal ever with starting the podcast was to make 100 subscribers, and I know
we're there briefly. I'm not sure we still are, but
I know that's pathetic to most people because like you've got like little kids playing video games who
with
aren't
billions of followers.
well, yeah, they aren't satisfied with like their 10,000 subscribers or whatever. But like for us doing such a niche thing that we don't advertise at all, it's really cool that we got to 100. So we're pretty happy about that. And thank you guys, those of you who listen and subscribe.
That's why we wanted to at least get something out. So
Right.
Sorry.
Once again, sorry.
As much as you guys suffer listening to it, trust us when we say we suffered more trying to do it.
But I also had a lot of fun too. Like, this is a little different because it was like, it's almost like saying the same thing 4 times. It felt like being in a movie or something.
Yeah,
and
that's what actors do.
like you.
I mean, it is what actors do.
Like, let's get that a little bit different this time. It was like we were saying the same thing, maybe just a little bit different. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time, but just really frustrating, man. Like, I'm supposed to be good at this tech shit, and I kept screwing something up.
It happens. We have our weeks. It was the whole Ethan being voted out is just bad juju.
It's bad juju, man. And it's the leap day. All right, that'll do it. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Have a good one.
Adios.
Have a good one.